Welcome back, everyone, for another deep dive into pro golf.
Always exciting.
It really is. And, we got to give a shout out to our friends at Golfunity.
The most popular golf infotainment podcast on Fairway.
That's right. You guys are awesome. This week, we've got a little bit of everything.
Yeah, some really dramatic stuff.
Unexpected comebacks, some controversy brewing.
Yeah. Maybe. Let's see where this deep dive takes us.
Exactly. All right, so we're going to tee off in South Africa with the Joburg Open, then jet over to the Livy Golf Showdown in Hong Kong.
Sounds like fun.
And we'll make a pit stop at the New Zealand Open along the way.
Gotta love a good comeback story.
Oh, I do. All right, so first up, the Joburg Open Callum Hill, a name that might not be super familiar to all our listeners, just snagged his second DP World Tour title.
Yeah, and he did it in style,
Yeah.
Starting 8 shots back going into the final round, that's a huge deficit to overcome.
Unheard of.
Hill really showed what he's made of: incredible resilience and determination.
That final round must have been intense.
Oh, absolutely. And then the playoff with the South African favorites, Jacques Kruijswijk and Sean Norris.
And a storm rolling in.
Oh, yeah, I heard about that. Talk about pressure.
Yeah, so much at stake.
It's a big win for Hill, though, not just the ranking points, but it secures his playing privileges on the DP World Tour for next season.
Yeah, it's got to be a huge relief.
Absolutely guarantees him a spot in those upcoming tournaments so he can keep building momentum.
So he's gone from kind of an underdog to a player to watch.
Definitely.
All in one tournament.
Yeah.
Now, speaking of players to watch, we got to talk Livy Golf Hong Kong.
Oh, yeah.
Where Sergio Garcia and his Fireballs GC team just dominated.
They're on fire, literally.
Right.
A clean sweep. They won both the individual and the team titles, and this isn't a one-off thing either.
No.
Building on their win at Livy Golf Adelaide, they're proving themselves as a real force to be reckoned with.
It's like they've got some secret sauce over there at Fireballs GC.
Maybe they're practicing with Flaming Golf?
Maybe. All right, well, jokes aside, this consistent performance from the Fireballs raises some questions about the growing influence of Livy Golf.
For sure. And while we're on the topic of Livy Golf, did you see Phil Mickelson's performance?
Oh, yeah. Lefty's back in the mix.
His first podium finish since joining Livy.
It's like the veterans are finding their groove in this new format.
It'll be interesting to see if that trend continues.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Okay, now for a story that's as much about personal triumph as it is about golf. Ryan Peake's victory at the New Zealand Open.
What a comeback.
It really is.
Yes.
Talk about resilience, overcoming past struggles, even a prison sentence.
Yeah.
And then to not just return to professional golf, but to win.
Amazing.
I read that he sank a clutch putt on the final hole to secure the win. Talk about a storybook ending.
It doesn't get much better than that, and it's not just the turfy either. This win opens so many doors for him: exemptions on the Australasian and Asian tours,
Wow.
a spot in the Open Championship, and potentially even DP World Tour playing rights.
So this is a total game changer for him.
Absolutely. A testament to how golf can offer second chances.
I love that. So we've got Hill climbing the ranks of the DP World Tour, Garcia making waves with Livy Golf and Peake, forging his own unique path through multiple tours and personal challenges.
It's a pretty amazing time to be following professional golf.
Yeah.
There are so many different paths to success.
It's like a choose-your-own-adventure
Yeah.
for pro golfers. So what does it all mean for the future of the game?
Big question.
It's like we're seeing these two different golf universes collide,
It is a bit like that.
right? You've got the established tours with their long history and global reach.
Yeah.
And then you have Livy Golf shaking things up with its team format, shortened tournaments, and those massive payouts.
It's attracting a whole new breed of player. Some are drawn to the tradition and prestige of the DP World Tour. Others are looking for something different.
Right. And players like Rasmus Niergaard Peterson are kind of navigating both worlds.
Yeah, he's a great example. He had a top 10 finish in the DP World Tour's international swing, earned him a spot in the Genesis Scottish Open. And then he jumps over to the PGA Tour and finishes second in his debut at the Puerto Rico Open.
Unbelievable.
It's really interesting to see these players moving between tours and finding success in both.
Yeah, so are we witnessing the emergence of a truly global generation of golfers who aren't bound by those traditional boundaries?
It's certainly a possibility.
Okay, so could this be the start of a new era in golf?
Maybe.
An era where players can forge their own paths, choosing tournaments and tours based on their individual goals and playing styles?
I think we're already seeing that happen. With the DP World Tour expanding its global footprint and Livy Golf continuing to make waves, the landscape of professional golf is definitely becoming more dynamic and unpredictable than ever before.
It's exciting.
It is.
All right, well, let's not get ahead of ourselves.
Oh.
Let's bring it back down to earth for a minute and talk about the contrast between these two worlds, the DP World Tour and Livy Golf.
Okay, good idea.
So the DP World Tour, with its long history and global reach, offers a certain level of prestige, that well-established path to major championships. Players who come up through this system, they often value that tradition
Yeah.
and the opportunity to compete against the best in the world on some of the most iconic courses.
It's the classic path to golfing greatness.
Right. But then you have Livy Golf, which is like the new kid on the block.
The disruptor.
Yeah, shaking things up with its team format, the shorter tournaments, and those lucrative payouts. It's attracting players who are looking for something different.
A different kind of challenge.
Right, a faster pace. And, well, let's be honest, a bigger paycheck.
Yeah, the financial aspect is definitely a major factor.
So some players are drawn to Livy Golf's big contracts, while others prioritize the tradition and the pursuit of major titles on the DP World Tour.
Right, and there's no right or wrong answer. It's a complex decision.
Yeah, it's almost like choosing between a five-star restaurant with a century-old wine cellar
Okay.
and a trendy food truck with gourmet tacos. Both offer something appealing, but it depends on your taste and priorities.
Great analogy.
Right, and I think that's what makes this whole situation so fascinating. We're seeing players weigh these different factors and make decisions that align with their personal goals and values.
Yeah, it's a true test of what matters most to them in their careers.
And for golf fans like us, it's a front row seat to a major shift in the sport.
Yeah.
It's exciting, it's unpredictable, and it's generating some pretty heated debates.
Little controversy never hurt anyone.
Well, it certainly keeps things interesting. All right, but before we delve any deeper into the Livy Golf versus DP World Tour debate, I think it's time we check in with our listeners.
Definitely.
We want to hear from you.
Yeah.
What stands out to you from all these stories? Are you Team DP World Tour? Are you a diehard Livy Golf fan?
Or are you somewhere in between?
Yeah, trying to figure out which taco truck has the best salsa.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Drop your thoughts in the comments below and let's get this conversation going.
We're all about engaging with fellow golf enthusiasts and exploring different perspectives on the game we love.
Absolutely.
Let's hear it.
And, while we're thinking about those tacos, it's important to remember that this isn't just a battle of tours. It's about the future of the game, the global reach, and player development.
You're right. The DP World Tour has always done a great job of fostering talent from all over the world.
Yeah.
And we see that in players like Hill and Niergaard Peterson. They've come up through the ranks, honed their skills on challenging courses, and now they're earning their spots on the world stage.
Absolutely. And Livy Golf, with all its financial backing, has the potential to create new pathways for players, especially those who might not have had access to those traditional development systems.
It's like they're building a whole new golf ecosystem.
Yeah, with its own set of challenges and rewards.
And speaking of rewards, we can't forget about the impact of those Livy Golf contracts.
Oh yeah, those big paychecks, definitely a factor for some players.
For sure, especially those who might be in the later stages of their careers. And let's be real, who wouldn't be tempted by a life-changing amount of money?
I know I would.
But for some players, it goes beyond the money. It's about the pursuit of major titles that chance to etch their names in golf history.
The legacy.
Exactly. And for them, the DP World Tour remains the most direct path to those goals.
It's fascinating to see those different motivations at play.
It really is. So we've got some chasing legacy, some seeking financial security, and some just looking for a different kind of competitive experience.
It's a mix.
So how do these different tours attract and captivate their audiences?
Well, DP World Tour has a very loyal following who appreciate the tradition and history, the global reach.
They love those classic rivalries and the iconic courses and the drama of the majors.
It's like watching a Shakespearean play unfold on the golf course.
I love that. But Livy Golf is attracting a different kind of fan.
Yeah, one that's looking for a more fast-paced, entertainment-driven experience.
The team format, the shorter tournaments, the more relaxed atmosphere.
It's golf with a side of rock and roll.
Yeah, appealing to a younger generation who might not have the patience for a 5-hour round of stroke play.
It's like the difference between watching a classic film and a high-octane action movie.
Right, both can be entertaining, but they appeal to different tastes.
And both have the potential to grow the game in their own way.
I think that's a really important point.
The DP World Tour is expanding its global footprint, bringing tournaments to new markets And Livy Golf is attracting a younger, more diverse fan base.
Yeah, introducing them to the game in a way that's exciting and engaging.
It's like they're planting seeds in different parts of the world, and we're just waiting to see which ones take root.
And amidst all this talk about tours and leagues and global expansion, let's not forget about those individual stories that make golf so compelling.
Oh, absolutely.
Like, did you hear about that young golfer, Braden Lee, who qualified for the Porsche Singapore Classic?
Yeah, what a story.
This 17-year-old local talent earned his spot after an incredible performance at Laguna National.
It's inspiring to see that kind of dedication and talent.
He'll be teeing it up alongside some big names. Ryder Cup star Robert MacIntyre, recent Qatar Masters champion Lee Hai-Ho-Tong.
Must be a dream come true for him.
I can't even imagine the nerves he must be feeling.
It's a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity.
And it just shows the incredible potential for growth and development that the DP World Tour provides.
Who knows, maybe we're witnessing the birth of the next golfing superstar.
It's those kinds of stories that remind us why we love this game.
For sure.
It's not just about power and precision. It's about passion and perseverance and the opportunity to chase your dreams.
And those unexpected twists and turns that keep us on the edge of our seats.
Speaking of which, let's swing back to Live Golf Hong Kong for a minute.
Okay.
Did you see that leaderboard shuffle after Saturday's round?
Oh, yeah, it was a roller coaster.
Yeah.
Peter Island, Paul Casey, and Sergio Garcia all tied for the lead.
Willen's round was wild, 8 birdies, an eagle, and 4 bogeys.
That's high-risk, high-reward golf right there.
But Casey played a flawless round, no bogeys.
Consistency is key.
And Garcia, coming off that team win in Adelaide, was clearly feeling the momentum.
Yeah, he was on a roll.
With so much at stake, that final round must have been intense.
Oh, yeah, and the team competition was heating up, too.
Right.
Twerk GC was sitting pretty at the top of the leaderboard.
Thanks to Mito Pereira's hole-in-one.
Exactly. They had a 2-stroke lead over John Rahm's Legion the 13th and Phil Mickelson's High Flyers GC.
That team format adds a whole other layer of excitement to Live Golf.
It's not just about individual glory anymore.
It's about teamwork and camaraderie.
And sharing in the success.
So as we wrap up this part of our deep dive, we're left with a lot of unanswered questions.
Yeah. What happened in that final round of Live Golf Hong Kong?
Did the Fireballs continue their dominance?
Did another team rise to the challenge?
And what about young Braden Lee?
Did he make a splash in his debut at the Porsche Singapore Classic?
We'll have to wait and see how those stories unfold.
But one thing's for sure, the world of professional golf is more dynamic and unpredictable than ever before.
It's a time of change, innovation, and opportunity, and it's all happening right before our eyes. It's like we're watching a high-stakes poker game, you know?
With golf clubs.
Exactly.
And the stakes are huge.
They really are. So much skill, so much strategy, a little bit of luck, and with all these talented players and different formats popping up,
Yeah.
it's hard to keep track.
The landscape is constantly shifting.
It really is.
Yeah.
All right, so before we get lost in all the excitement, let's hear from you, our awesome listeners.
Yeah. What are your thoughts?
What stood out to you from this week's deep dive into pro golf? Were you blown away by Calum Hill's victory?
Yeah. What about Sergio Garcia's return to form? Did that make you a Levy golf fan?
Or maybe Ryan Peake's comeback story. That was pretty inspiring.
It was.
So whatever sparked your interest, let us know in the comments below.
Yeah. We love hearing from you.
We do. We love connecting with fellow golf fanatics and
Yeah.
diving into those debates.
Absolutely.
Because at the end of the day, it's the passion and perspectives of the fans that make this sport so great.
That's what keeps it interesting.
And speaking of interesting, have you checked out our friends over at Golfunity?
The most popular golf infotainment podcast on Fairway.
Those guys are always serving up some great insights and hilarious commentary.
Give them a follow, ring that bell, and join the golf party on social media.
You won't regret it.
Hmm.
All right, so as we tee up for our next deep dive, we're heading to the Far East for the Porsche Singapore Classic.
Sounds exciting.
It is. We'll be exploring the unique challenges of the Laguna National Golf Resort Club's Classic course.
And we'll dive into the history of the tournament.
Of course, and we'll be keeping a close eye on our young qualifier, Braden Lee.
Think he can handle the pressure.
We'll see if he rises to the occasion and makes a name for himself on the global stage.
Should be fun to watch.
All right, but before we sign off, we want to leave you with one final thought. What does the future hold for professional golf?
Big question.
It is. Will established tours and emerging leagues find a way to coexist?
And how will all this impact player development and the global reach of the game?
It's a question that's going to continue to unfold in the months and years to come.
And we'll be here to break it all down for you.
That's right. So until next time, keep those swings smooth.
Those putts true.
And most importantly,
Stay on the fairway.
stay on the fairway.